welcome to WT History. In this series, we list all the major events that happened in the world in a year, starting from 1776 to 2024. On April 6, 1808, John Jacob Astor incorporated the American Fur Company. July 5 saw the establishment of Wooster, Ohio, named after General Wooster. Then on November 8, the United States presidential election took place. James Madison defeated Charles C. Pinckney, winning 122 electoral votes to Pinckney's 47. On February 2nd, French troops took Rome for the second time as part of the Napoleonic Wars. On February 21, the Finnish War began when Russian troops crossed the border into Finland without a declaration of war. Russia issued an ultimatum to Sweden, demanding they join Napoleon's continental system against the United Kingdom. By March 2, Russian troops occupied Helsinki, and by March 11, they took Tampere. On March 13, King Christian VII of Denmark died, and his son, Frederick VI, ascended to the throne. The very next day, Denmark declared war on Sweden, further complicating the Scandinavian conflicts. On March 22, the Battle of Zealand Point saw British ships defeat those of Denmark and Norway. Same day, Russian troops occupied Turku in Finland, tightening their grip on the region. On April 16, Swedish troops under Colonel Carl von Dobeln clashed with Russian forces at Paajajoki, but by May 3, Sweden lost the fortress of Sveaborg to Russia. Throughout the summer, Swedish forces managed some victories, such as forcing Russian withdrawals at Lapua on July 14th and defeating a Russian attack at Kauhajoki on August 10th. The Battle of Alavus was fought on August 17th, and on September 13th, von Dobeln became a Swedish war hero after his victory at the Battle of Jutas. On September 27th, the Congress of Erfurt began, where Napoleon I of France and Alexander I of Russia met to discuss their alliance. Meanwhile, in Finland, a truce was declared on September 29th. By November 19, a new truce at Olkijoki ended fighting. On December 1, Tsar Alexander I proclaimed Finland part of Russia, marking the end of Swedish rule in the region. Over in Spain, March 19 saw King Charles IV abdicate in favor of his son, Ferdinand II. On May 2, the Dos de Mayo uprising erupted in Madrid as the Spanish people rose against French troops. The rebellion was brutally crushed, and the rebels were executed on May 3rd, an event famously depicted by the artist Goya. By May 6, Ferdinand was forced to abdicate by Napoleon, effectively ending the Anglo-Spanish War. The United Kingdom then allied with Spain and Portugal against France in the Peninsular War. From June 15th to August 14th, the Spanish resisted the French during the First Siege of Zaragoza. On July 8th, Joseph Bonaparte approved the Bayonne Statute, a royal charter intended as the basis for his rule as King of Spain. On July 22, the French suffered a major defeat at the Battle of Bailaine, marking the first open-field defeat of a Napoleonic army. British forces landed in Portugal on August 1, and by August 21, they defeated the French at the Battle of Vimeiro. However, the French struck back at the Battle of Tudela on November 23, and by December 4, Napoleon himself joined his army in Spain. The Second Siege of Zaragoza began on December 20, setting the stage for more brutal fighting in the coming year. On March 1, 1808, the Slave Trade Act of 1807 took effect, abolishing the transatlantic slave trade across all British colonies. To enforce this abolition, the British Royal Navy established the West Africa Squadron, a fleet tasked with patrolling the coast of West Africa and intercepting illegal slave ships. Just a day later, on March 2nd, a minor but significant naval battle took place off the coast of Scarborough. The Danish brig Admiral Jarl, commanded by the adventurous Jørgen Jørgensen, was captured by British forces. Tragedy struck London on December 20th, when the original Covent Garden Theatre was destroyed by a devastating fire. The blaze consumed not only the building, but also most of the scenery, costumes, and scripts stored inside. On January 26, the colony of New South Wales witnessed the Rum Rebellion. On the 20th anniversary of the colony's founding, disgruntled military officers of the New South Wales Corps, known as the Rum Corps, overthrew and imprisoned Governor William Bligh. This coup was fueled by tensions over Bligh's attempts to regulate the rum trade, which had become a form of currency in the colony. On February 6th, the ship Topaz, which had set sail from Boston in 1807, rediscovered the Pitcairn Islands. Among the inhabitants was John Adams, the last surviving mutineer from the HMS Bounty, who had been living under the pseudonym Alexander Smith. This rediscovery brought the story of the infamous mutiny back into the public eye and shed light on the fate of the mutineers and their descendants. On March 7th, the Portuguese royal court arrived in Rio de Janeiro, fleeing Napoleon's invasion of Portugal. On October 6th, English chemist Humphrey Davy made a groundbreaking discovery. Using electrolysis, he successfully isolated potassium from potash. This year, Davy also isolated barium, calcium, magnesium, and strontium, revolutionizing the field of chemistry. On October 12th, Banco do Brasil was founded in Rio de Janeiro. This institution would become one of the most important financial groups in South America. On November 15th, Mahmud II ascended to the throne of the Ottoman Empire, succeeding his half-brother Mustafa IV. On December 22nd, Ludwig van Beethoven held a marathon benefit concert at the Theater an der Wien in Vienna. The program featured the first public performances of some of his most iconic works, including Symphony No. 5, Symphony No. 6, Piano Concerto No. 4, and the Choral Fantasy. In 1808, Johann Wolfgang von Goethe published Faust Part 1 in its entirety. This tragic play, exploring themes of ambition, morality, and redemption, became a cornerstone of German literature and a timeless exploration of the human condition. The Academy of Fine Arts in Munich was granted the title of Royal Academy of Fine Arts by King Maximilian I Joseph of Bavaria. Finally, the Rijksmuseum, one of the Netherlands' most prestigious institutions, moved from The Hague to Amsterdam. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the past. See you in the next video.